The art of allowing and letting go are essential aspects of self-growth. It's surrendering your control to the universe and allowing what is to be without forcing change from a place of worry, fear, and anger, but instead trusting that the universe is working in your best interest, and start seeing the opportunities for positive change and self-growth within that very thing or circumstance. Picture your mind as an ocean. With every thought you think, a wave is created, and these waves are felt within you in the form of an emotion. If you create enough waves of fear and worry, you may find that you've caused a storm of low-frequency, undesirable emotions. Practicing the art of allowing is to feel these feelings, recognize that they are moving, and allow them to pass through you without holding on to them. You hold on to them with your attention, and you amplify them by feeding them similar thoughts. But instead, you bring yourself to the center of this emotional storm, where you will find your heart by deliberately choosing thoughts that will raise your vibration and lead you directly there. Accept, to allow, to surrender, by doing your best to feel the best that you can, knowing that everything is working out for you despite how it appears. Resistance is the attempt to prevent something from happening by the use of forceful action or argument. Physicists describe it as the measure of opposition to the current flow. It is a force that pushes against the flow of motion. Ocean waters have a natural flow, and this flow is not disturbed by anything in the ocean. It will never resist the largest rocks or other obstacles by stopping its flow to try to push them away. It will always find another way and flow around it. Resistance is a force, and Newton's law states that if we apply force to an object, it will push back with the same amount of force in the opposite direction. When we find ourselves in a difficult situation, and we resist by reacting with feelings of fear, we are asking the universe to give us more reasons to feel the same. Think of all the energy that surrounds you as water, and the universe as an ocean. If you start to panic, you will lose control of your thoughts and emotions and lower your vibration. And just like water, the energy will respond to your fear-driven actions by moving frantically with you, which will lower your vibration and create more fear and sinking. Don't wait until you are sinking to practice floating and flowing with the universe. Start now by bringing your awareness to the thoughts you are thinking and deliberately choosing thoughts that deliver better feeling emotions. Let go of your fears and know that you were built to create and thrive, and you are equipped with 3 built-in tools to do so. 1, your mind, specifically your choice of thoughts, to encourage rising and your direction on your journey. 2, your emotional GPS, which lets you know if you are sinking in vibration or moving up in vibration, depending on how you are feeling. And 3, your physical body, to do any necessary actions to stay on course as you flow towards your desires. When used in this order, your deliberate thoughts will create the desired emotional outcome, which will create more thoughts that will inspire you to act, which will then give birth to your inspired idea. And with repetition, you will find yourself floating with the universe, just like water. To be like water. What I believe Bruce Lee meant when he said to be like water is to be fluid, to adapt both physically and mentally to change, to move and flow with the universe as your life unfolds, to stay on course with your goals, regardless of what appears to be in your way, because you will always find a way without force or effort. To be like water is to not have fear of where you are going, because you know just how powerful you are, and that as long as you are flowing with the universe, you will always end up where you want to be. To be like water is to have the understanding that every thought you think interacts with the universe in the way a drop of water interacts with the ocean, creating waves of possibility that ripple out across space and time. The majority of our body is composed of water, and once we let go of resistance, we naturally become like it. To be like water is to know that powerful forces can be still, quiet, and calm. Water does not need to force or push. It allows what's there to be there, while continuing to aim towards where it is meant to be. The process of breathing is overlooked because we don't normally think about it, nor do we need to control our breathing when outside of water. We do it naturally. To swim, we must master the use of our lungs to allow us to float by breathing with more control and deliberate timing, especially when we are in rough waters, to stay afloat while we swim. If you remember when you started learning how to swim, you would have quickly discovered that you actually need to think about when and how you are breathing. This is something we are not used to at first, but can quickly be developed with practice. Now let's look at how this relates to overcoming resistance. Just like breathing, the abilities of our mind, especially the process of thinking, is also overlooked. Thinking happens naturally. It's something we just do. We were not informed when we entered the world that in order to navigate towards our dreams, it is important that we are aware of our thoughts and what we are thinking. Because our focus and control over our thinking will determine how, when, and if we achieve our dreams. Just like controlling our breathing will determine how and if we get from one end of the pool to the other. To swim outside of water, in the energy that surrounds you, is to move towards your desired life by being in flow with the universe, by following your intuition and mastering your mind and emotions, also known as deliberate creation or manifestation. You have the ability to choose where you are going, just as you have the ability to choose your thoughts, which will affect your emotions. And if you can learn how to master your emotions, you can bring yourself to a place where you will choose to lift yourself up and stay afloat by finding ways to feel better, especially when you are passing through an emotional storm. Storms can come and go, so it is better to be prepared. To overcome the resistance, think in terms of frequency. The higher the frequency we hold, the higher we will rise. To raise our frequency, we must let go of all the necessary weight we are holding on to. These are the false beliefs that we've attached to the story of our lives. And the reason why we feel triggered is so that we can be aware of them, reframe them, and let them go. These false beliefs reside lower on the emotional frequency scale and will therefore lower your vibration. Here is an analogy between overcoming resistance and swimming. Our bodies are designed to float, but if we were to attach weights to them, we will find it difficult to float, and we will feel the resistance of that extra weight weighing us down as we try to move up. The moment you let them go, you will naturally start to float up. Our bodies are a physical representation of our energetic body, our spiritual body, which would therefore mean our spiritual body is naturally high. So, when you let go of the beliefs that are attached to fears and choose to move your thoughts to a more optimistic place, you will naturally start to feel better, little by little. Feelings of joy, love, and gratitude is your natural state in energy, in life, just like floating is your natural state in water. It is your birthright to have an abundance of freedom, love, health, joy, and wealth. It is your natural state of being, and the only thing that is holding you back are those heavy feeling, fear-based, lower frequency beliefs. And the moment you let them go, your life will start to change as you make your way home to who you really are. We are either lowering ourselves in vibration and sinking closer toward our fears, or we are raising our vibration and swimming toward our desires. Just as staying calm in water promotes floating, keeping a clear, focused, and calm mind when you encounter difficult situations promotes the rising above it and overcoming resistance. Think of your mind like water. When it is calm, you have more clarity, and when your thoughts are out of control, so will your ability to think and see the situation clearly. Let go of any undesirable emotions that you are feeling to allow space for more love, more gratitude, more awareness, peace, and more desirable emotions to be reflected back to you. Remember that as a creator, there is no creation that you can't overcome. Your environment is always responding to you, and you are stronger than any scenario that you could possibly create. And your acknowledgement of that will put you on the path to overcoming anything now. Thriving and creating is natural to you. You are forever becoming, expanding, and growing. This is not the first storm you've encountered, and it will not be your last. So while you are there, focus on your innate ability to see the light, to see that somehow this is benefiting you. Know that it is in the darkness where your light shines the brightest. And the more you shine your light with your will and your attempt to rise, the more you will see the light outside of you, guiding you out of the storm. With your surrender and your state of allowing, you will free yourself from resistance.